Alright, what's up, guys? So, Rebound has uploaded a video titled NBA Players That Attack Referees. I know I've been one of them NBA players that attacked the referee, especially that one that gave Tim Duncan them fouls for no reason. So, yeah, there's at times where referees, they be crossing the line, and it's one of those things where it's like, you got to be the bigger person, not attack the referee. But I'm just saying, there's at times when them referees, they just be getting a little bit out of pocket. Just a little bit, all right? But anyways, let's go ahead and check out this video. Guys, if you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Rebound. Rebound is like my second favorite channel because there's Golden Hoops, which I've been watching since. Golden Hoops has honestly gotten me through the pandemic, but Rebound, I see like it's going to get me through this like second year of this pandemic. So anyways, if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Rebound. Let's get him to 1 million subscribers. But I don't know if it's like just him behind this channel or if it's multiple people. But either way, show love, subscribe, do what you can. But in that being said, let's get into this video. After full screen.
Now, obviously, referees in the league aren't perfect, but some calls got players so heated that they actually attack them. Montrezl Harrell being an extremely physical player present day, he doesn't back down from anybody, including a referee he bodied during a game a few years back. In 2016, long before Montrezl ever emerged as a dominant big man in the league, he was playing for the Houston Rockets D-League affiliates, the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, and he slipped up one night when he got physical with the ref. During the end of a game, someone got in Harrell's face who shoved him back, which fired him up. The ref just so happened to get in between him at the wrong time, and without even looking at the ref, Harrell shoved him to the ground.
Dang.
The Player Association ruled it against the rules to do what he did alongside the altercation with the opposing player, and therefore, Harrell was suspended 5 games without pay, which was the last 5 games of the D-League season. We all know Harrell to be a gritty physical player, not backing down from anybody, especially now at this time playing with the Clippers, but an NBA rep spoke about his acts, and he felt they were completely uncalled for, saying, "After carefully reviewing videotape and related evidence concerning the incident, we've reached the inescapable conclusion that Harrell committed the deliberate assault and battery against referee Goldenberg. Anything less than a multiple game suspension would constitute a green light violation against officials." Now, it's no doubt that many players over the years have had beef with referees, and they proved it in games where they could...
I know if he wasn't, because I think this was a high school game, but there was a time I remember where this basketball player, he legit knocked the referee out, like went up on him, and he didn't even give him a 1-2. Did he give him a 1-2? He might just gave him a 1, and he might like went in for a half, but then it was like he seen that the guy was already stunned, but no, he knocked that referee out. I was like, dang, bro, that wasn't even necessary. Like, I know I'm like saying like, yeah, I probably attacked the referee a few times, but I'm just, it's jokes, like I know I'm gonna mess around and lose my job doing some stuff like that. But anyways, but yeah, it's like at least like, I would imagine it. Like, I'll go out and get like a WWE, like whatever one is something like SmackDown versus Raw, like build a referee, get them the shirt and everything, and just fight them in the video game. But watch I get fined for some stuff like that. But anyways, but no, I don't think that guy. He's like, yeah, it was like, bro, you a case. You're gonna mess around and get some NBA shut down fooling around with you. So. But yeah, go check that video.
And we'll get into some of the most ridiculous instances of this happening, but with Dennis Rodman, he took things up a notch constantly as well. With Dennis Rodman being known as one of the most physical and I don't care attitude players in history, he constantly got into it with players who didn't let him have his way, and especially with referees who tried to hold him back. In March of 1996, Rodman got ejected for an altercation with a player on the court, and as he got frustrated with the ref trying to plead his case, he headbutted him and then was tossed for a second time. Rodman didn't leave, but instead ripped off his jersey, threw it, and began flipping over chairs and causing commotion in the stadium. Rodman was suspended and fined $20,000 for his actions, and the NBA said the suspension and fine reflect not only the headbutting, but the totality of his actions on the court. Physical assaults in the referees cannot and will not be tolerated under any circumstance. Michael Jordan, who was watching this whole thing unfold right in front of him, said, "A lot of what you see in Dennis is his image and persona. He's continued to feed off that, and that's very dangerous to this team's success. We're asked to absorb his whole repertoire, his skills as well as his image, and we did that. No matter how you look at it, if he wants to be a part of this team, he's gonna have to be there when we really need him. Right now, he's not there when we need him." Knicks Van Exel was known as one of those players who always sat on the edge of his seat and was often looked at as a loose cannon. In April of 1996, in a game between the Lakers and Timberwolves, Nick Van Exel was walking back to the bench, pretty heated when he heard the ref say something that triggered him. Exel then ran over to the ref and used his forearm to shove the ref out of the scores table, knocking him off his feet. And Nick was suspended for the rest of the regular season and fined a total of $187,000 for his actions against the referee, as well as missing out on $161,000 in pay for the suspension. Many people talked about the incident, including Rod Thorne, who is the former NBA director of league operations, and he said, I think everybody understands that if this happens again, the penalty will be even more severe. It was more than Rodman did, therefore the fine was $5,000 more and 1 game more. I think we got Mr. Van Exel's attention. And Jerry West spoke about his players' actions as well, saying, "I've dedicated 35 years, my entire adult life to the game and this league, and I think it's imperative that the NBA addresses this incredible number of incidents that are undermining the professionalism of the league. Personally, I'm embarrassed, and I apologize to our fans." The ref who was shoved onto the scores table by Van Exel spoke about it, saying, "I turn away from him and he pushes me. He pushed me onto the table from what I remember, and instinctively, I started to do something that I think I quite possibly would regret. And I caught myself, and his players took him." With Kevin Porter Jr.
But okay, so I'm gonna have to like step in and talk on that one. What did the guys say? Because I'm like, yeah, he ain't gonna talk on what he said, and they ain't show what the basketball player like said what he said, but yeah, that guy, I'm like, you didn't have to say something in order for him to push you on that table like that. You ain't gonna just be like, oh, I turned around and he just randomly pushed me. Like, nah, bro, he turned back like you said something to him. So there's like a difference with it, because if he had just been walking and pushed you out the way, then okay, then you don't do that. But he like, yeah, I went and investigated that a little bit more.
Trying to make a name for himself in the NBA, as well as trying to solidify his starting role in the Cavs, he made a mistake in his rookie season that cost him a significant piece of his paycheck. Although this wasn't the most ridiculous moment on this list, the league still felt that Kevin Porter should be punished for what he did to an in-game official. In November of 2019, Cavaliers first-round draft choice Kevin Porter Jr. made contact with the ref after being frustrated by a call that he made. At the time, the Cavs were hosting Luka Doncic and the Mavericks when Kevin Porter attempted to block Luka's three-point shot, causing Luka to miss. But after the Cavaliers got the rebound, they kicked it out to Porter Jr., who was running downhill. Porter got the ball with 2 seconds left, and he tried to get a shot up, but he missed, and he was upset, believing that he was fouled. But after not getting the call that he felt he deserved, he ran back to the bench, but not before purposely running past referee Bill Spooner and shoulder checking him. The NBA later announced that this had led to a 1-game suspension without pay for improperly making contact with a game official. Wow. Someone on Twitter scaled his rookie contract and figured out that being suspended 1 game without pay made Kevin miss out on $8,900 for that one over-the-top gesture. With Markieff Morris being one of those guys who says what he wants and does what he wants whenever he wants to, it often gets him into a bit of trouble, and that's exactly.
I see him so many times in like them NBA like heated moments and stuff. So
it would happen against some referees during games. An incident involving Markieff Morris was during the 2018 playoffs when the Wizards and Raptors were squaring off in Game 3.
Don't he got a twin though? I think he's the one that has the twin. Like I don't, follow each and every player's life like all the way down to like, first day they were born and stuff. But I think he's the one that has a twin. And I think he is. I think so. I'll look it up afterwards. But
first round. Within minutes of the game starting with the score 4-2 with the Raptors winning, Markieff Morris and OG Anunoby got into a shoving match where it got pretty physical. And when referee Kenny Maurer got in between them, this resulted in Morris throwing him out of the way to go after OG. Yeah. After the Wizards' 122-103 win against the Raptors, the NBA fined Markieff $25,000 for his actions, as well as attempting to escalate an altercation and pushing a game official. After the game, Markieff spoke about the incident with Anunoby and the ref when he said, "It wasn't really a scuffle. I felt like Anunoby really went high with his elbow. That's what really got me started. We needed some physicality. I felt like when we played them in Toronto, they did everything too freely. So this is just me trying to set the tone for how we need to play the whole series, especially on Sunday." But this wasn't the end of Morris's feuds with game officials. Right before Halloween of 2019, Markieff Morris and the Pistons were facing off against the 76ers, and during the first quarter, Markieff was called for a shooting foul on Tobias Harris. At first he didn't seem triggered, and he waited for Tobias to shoot his shots, but when he was subbed out after the shot, Morris must have said something pretty bad to one of the refs, and he was given a technical. After the 117-111 loss, the NBA reviewed the incident, and they fined Markieff $35,000 for inappropriate and offensive language toward a referee. With Isaiah Thomas being
he got fined for telling a referee that you stink. That referee must really stink. No, I'm saying like that referee must really got like a body odor about him to where it's like, bruh, it's called soap. No. It ain't even that. All right, it's called mouthwash and water. Like, bro, you just need to take a bath and freaking mouthwash or something. How do you get fined? I feel like I already know what this situation is. I'm just going to say right now, he did not attack the referee. I think what it was is that he was losing his balance. The referee was there so he wouldn't fall. And this is probably the one where I'm going to have to disagree on. Like, I don't think that he attacked the referee, but let's see if it is the one that they're going to be talking on.
Known for wearing his emotion on his sleeves, his emotions got the best of him in a game between the Trailblazers where he got physical with the ref. In early January of 2020, Isaiah Thomas and the Wizards were facing off against the Trailblazers in Washington, when just before 90 seconds into the game with the score tied 4-4, Isaiah Thomas got ejected for pushing a ref who stumbled back. The ref tossed him immediately, calling it a hostile act toward an official. What happened was, when Thomas was dribbling up the sideline, he was trapped by Carmelo Anthony and Damian Lillard, with the ref standing right in front of them. And as Thomas was being pushed toward him, he reached his hand out and pushed the ref onto the two men who were sitting courtside. The ref stood up and instantly tossed Thomas, and Isaiah complained about it, which eventually got them to review the play, but even after review, they stuck with their decision to toss him. One of the other referees on the court that night said he made physical contact with the referee. It was definitely just a push during the dead ball contact with the referee. Wizards coach Scott Brooks also spoke about his point guard being tossed when he said, I mean, he had a different view of it, obviously. They were in a scrum and they were fighting for the ball, a jump ball. I had a view that it looked like he lost his balance, but Goga had a better view and then he looked at it. They looked at it, so you would hope they make the right call. Isaiah Thomas eventually defended himself when he was later asked about the situation and the consequences that came because of it, and he said it was unintentional contact. Most importantly, I'd like to move on from it because I definitely didn't mean to put my hand on a ref. Anyone who knows me, I've never been in a situation where I would do that, especially 88 seconds into a game, where all I'm going to do is play basketball.
Exactly.
When a reporter asked Thomas if he spoke to any of the officials from the game, he said, no, and I don't plan to speak to them. Like I said, everybody knows who I am. I'm not that type of player or that type of person. It was just an unfortunate situation where he was in the mix. Lillard had his hand on my back, which pushed me forward. He accidentally did that. My momentum was going that way with Carmelo on my left side. I couldn't really protect myself. So the only thing I could say is the extension of my arm makes it look like I pushed him, but anytime somebody falls back, your arm's gonna extend. That was obviously what happened. With Carlos Boozer making a name for
so I'm like, I think that I don't think that this should have been in the comp or this video. I'm like, I ain't trying to like critique the video and stuff. I think all the videos that Rebound does is good, but I'm like, Isaiah, look, I'm just gonna say this. Isaiah Thomas did not attack that referee. All he was just doing was like losing his balance. And I think anybody, if there's somebody there in front of you, of course you're gonna try to use them and like get your balance back up and things. That referee, I just think that he was just a little bit too in his feelings that night. And I don't know, maybe it could just be one of those things where it's like he was betting against this team, and he was just like, okay, Isaiah Thomas is a key member to this team, so this is my moment. This is the moment where I could get him kicked out and end up winning that bet. So I don't know who won that day, but I was like, yeah, I seen that and was like, bro, he really got kicked out. I was thinking that he actually like got a referee, got him in like some like hold, and then was like, nah, I ain't letting go. Like, no, he just, all right. I'm like, if that referee, if that ever happens to him where he loses his balance and falls on the player, I expect the player to go and be all like, hey, yo, he put his hands on me. He pushed me. Y'all seen that, right? Because knowing me, I'd be waiting for that moment. I will actually set it up. I'll call every single player and be like, look, we're going to get this referee set up. But no, I just think that was stupid. Like, nah, bro, you can't get mad at that. But
himself in the NBA while he was on the Chicago Bulls. In 2013, he did something to a ref that might never be forgotten. In 2013, when Carlos and the Bulls were facing off against the Mavericks, Boozer was attacking the rim when he made a right-handed hook shot and was fouled by Dirk for the and one play, which fired Boozer up. Before turning around to look, he just swung his fist in the air as a sign of accomplishment for making the and one. But what he didn't realize is that his explosive punch landed right in Danny Crawford's private area. Instantly after the punch, Carlos's eyes lit up and he knew that he just accidentally punched the ref in a spot that no guy ever wants to be punched. But somehow, some way, Danny Crawford smiled and laughed and continued with the game as if nothing happened. Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau even said something to Danny Crawford along the lines of, "Dear God, sir, how are you still standing?" The Bulls took a tough 198 loss, but the main news came from Boozer, who said he wasn't fined or in any way penalized for his actions, but only because Danny Crawford and the rest of the people in the building could see that it was an accident. What are you doing? This video's over, dude. This video right here on the screen, it literally just started right now. All you gotta do is click on it. It might change your life, bro. Seriously. That's what we do here, bro. We change lives. Okay, that might not be true, but you should still click on the video because it's pretty dope. Please.
It's like, yeah, Beverly, his beefy. They're like, this man beefs with everybody. I think somebody had said that. I think it might have been a commentator or whoever it was, but they were all like, Beverly is that player where he just gets underneath people's skin. But anyways, yeah, I agree with the last one, like, was an accident too. Like, I think there was, like, from the worst ones all the way to, like, the accidental ones and stuff. But yeah, that last one, I think, yeah, it's like if it was an accident, it was an accident. Like, and he shouldn't have been penalized or fined for that. Because I'm like, yeah, if my vision is facing this way, how am I supposed to see anything behind me unless I got like what was that one dude's name from Ned's Declassified Cookie? He had like them like glasses where like potentially it might have like some back camera. Then I'm like, oh, okay, if I have those glasses on, then okay, I'll be able to see what's behind me. Cookie don't exist. Ned's Declassified was a fictional show. So therefore, yeah, I'm like, bruh, you can't get on me about some stuff like that. And that Isaiah Thomas one, though, I'm like, that one, it's still something that I disagree with till this day. I'm like, I don't care how many times y'all say that, oh, he put his hands on the ref. No, he did not. Let's see if anybody sometimes said watching the rest kid attack. There's like, I don't think Isaiah Thomas should be on here. Yeah, I think everybody was saying that because I'm like, and then how many, like 188? Well, you know what, you get 189 because Isaiah Thomas didn't deserve to be on this compilation. But anyways, this was a pretty good video Rebound. I really do enjoy these videos. So guys, if you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to the Rebound channel, like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.